Hi, you guys, and welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, one word. And today we're going to be reviewing Tasha K's interview she had conducted last night with, what's his name? The Wiley show, as well as an individual by the name of King Payne. Now, I've never heard of him before, but she was there. So I want to listen to what she had to say in regards to Larry Reed, Armand Wiggins, and Storm Monroe, who did a live stream last night. Okay, got it? Good. I also took a shower, so you're welcome. Okay. Before we get up started, especially like, but y'all don't be ignorant. Don't be my cousins on my daddy's side now. Now come on now. Y'all know better than that. y'all, y'all know better than that. Okay. But first, let's see who's all up in the building. Okay. Who's all been a bit, and I might be swearing tonight because I'm telling you right now, Google, they get on my last nerve. They get on my Google, if you're listening, you get on my nerves right now. Just being ignorant. Okay, so let's see who let's see who's all in the building. Okay. I know a lot of you are gonna come in late, so this gives me time to let y'all filter in. Hello, Cami. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Angela. Hello, Brenna. What's up, Auntie Tonisha? Hello, Amber. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Bo Lady. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Ebony. Hello, Lisa. Lisa said, child, how y'all nosy people doing this evening? Let's get the party started. Now, we won't be here long. Unfortunately, this won't be a long live stream because I got to get ripping and running. I got some stuff to do tonight, but I'm going to make sure we get at least a good chunk of T-Pain, King Pain, and the Mr. Wiley show. I want to get a good chunk of what they got to say. Hello, R. Virgil. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Greer. Hello, Queen Sugar says, I love it here. Hey, everyone. How you doing? Hello, Jerica. Hello, R. Virgil. Hello, Bo Lady. Hello, Sean. Hello, Quanda. Hello, Chaffy Apple. Hello, Peanutters. Hello, Angel. Hello, Shell. We back in the building, okay? We did a live show earlier today. If you guys weren't here, we did a live show at noon, and we were going over Darius Cook's live stream he did last night. So we went over that. So make sure you check out Noon's show too. There's two shows today, Noon and the one that we're doing right now. Okay. Hello, Bunny. How you doing today? Hello, Susie. Hello, Life of Vivi. Hello, Lady Lovelace. Hello, Joanna. Hello, April. Hello, Bitleys. Hello, Big Dreamer. Hello, Suli. What's up, Earth is Ghetto? Hello, Brenda Love. Hello, is it Ken? Is it Ken? Is it Kenna or Kenya? Is it Kenna Kirkland? Hello, Kenna. What's up, Weston? What's up, Yolanda? Is it Yolanda or Yolanda? Hello, Keisha. Hello, a Virgo babe. Hello, Tweet. Hello, Lala. Hello, Chosen One. Hello, Burnett. Come on, hair. I got the big auntie hair on today. I got the big, but I don't got no hair ties, so I use these. I feel like they work good enough. My hair is big enough; they can hide them, right? Yeah. It's working. Okay, let's get into this video. It's kind of dark because my phone's dying, but this is what we're going to be listening to. Also, we did a story on TikTok. If you don't get a chance to check it out, it's on our page, Chief Nosy Bystander. We did a story on a New York Post article. You got to get into that. There's a 3-part series, but part 4 is coming because it gets even more interesting.
Probably that live a lot with my son. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what you meant by that. Like, I don't know. He just gave me like creep vibes and stuff like that. Like, but for him to get on an interview and say, I was your mentor and the reason you wanted to sleep with me. And because I pulled out my breast, as if I pulled out my breast to show him. I pulled out my breast to breastfeed my son. That's some sick shit.
Now, to be fair, Armand Wiggins did make reference to Tasha K boobs. I'll say boobs. He said that they were nice, but I don't remember him saying he was turned on by that. But I might have to go back to correct that.
And I gotta tell you, like, the reason I cut everybody off, because I cut everybody off. Yeah, you cut me off. I did. You didn't even call me. Nobody had my number, nothing. Because when it comes to these YouTube, like, friendships and stuff, there's no shade to you, Wiley, like, at all, right? But when it comes to these YouTube friendships, it's like these people be having, like, these really dark, just kind of demonic, like, spirits. And, like, just knowing that, you know, I was around Larry Reed and he was doing this to little boys. Like,
ooh. She made a statement. She said, just to know that I was around Larry Reed and he was doing this to little boys. She failed to say allegedly. You got to say allegedly. He allegedly. You can't just say that. That's a big no.
That's crazy. And then Storm, you're getting turned on when I breastfeed my son. Like that is sick. And then you're supposed to be, I don't know. Like I can't watch anything on his channel, so I just happened to like pop in here because somebody was in my DM saying that that's what was said. And then I hopped on it. I was like, did he really say that? And, you know, this man has got on the internet to slander my family. He has slandered me, saying that I wanted to pin rape allegations on Vaughn. Like, there's been so much. And I've done nothing but take this guy from $600 in his account to where he is now.
Mm.
And it's like, you can't make this shit up. Like, and and he said that my husband deserved better than me. Mm-hmm. And then my husband had revealed to him, I remember in his little live when he thought he was clapping back saying that I had a girlfriend in California, all types of shit, right? Shit that he was just making up, right? And then he says my husband had a conversation with him saying that he's tired of me and all that stuff. But then you get on a platform and say that you wanted to fuck me. The butch bitch, the dyke bitch, you wanted to fuck me. You saw my titty. Breastfeeding my son. And while I'm breastfeeding my son, that turns you on.
I got to go back. We watched that last night. Did anyone hear him say that he was turned on by her breastfeeding her son? I don't remember him saying that, but I do remember him hearing one of them say, Tasha K has nice boobs. Maybe I got to go back.
They also said, Larry said that, and also Storm said, and also Armand, they said you're homophobic. And that Armand said when T.S. Madison had your baby, you got upset because you didn't want no spirits to leap up on your child. And they said it all on camera. They also said you like to scream, you like other men to fumble with your husband, and all in secret rooms. They were saying all of that on that show.
Hey, like where are they getting this from? Like they're like, you do realize I cut all three of them off, right?
You did. I said it. You said in my title.
While I had secret rooms and I'm homophobic. If I'm homophobic, why do I have to cut gays off? Like, that's crazy. Like, you still wanted to come back. They all still wanted to come back.
In this instance, she's referring to Storm Monroe. I thought he's not gay, is he? No, is he? I don't think he's not. So when she says, if I'm homophobic, why did you want to come back? If he has not openly said he's gay, right? That very sentence alludes to you insinuating his sexual orientation, which happens to be a homophobic statement, right? So if my friend who is, sexually ambiguous, right? I don't know which way she switches. And she says, Stephanie, you're a homophobe. And I was like, if I'm a homophobe, why you want to be my friend? It would be me alluding to that she's a lesbian. Okay. You can't say stuff like that. Because if she said, oh, if I'm homophobic, why did Storm Monroe want to come back? You're alluding to the fact he's not gay.
Even after I cut them off, Armand, please don't unfollow me. Please don't do this. Storm, come to TV. Can we talk? Please, can we talk? Larry Reed. I told him.
Again, Larry's never alluded to his sexual orientation either.
Really, lose my damn number. I would never let anything come in between us. Now all of a sudden I'm homophobic? Would I have a...
You can't say that. What she's doing in that statement is alluding to other people's sexual orientations without them publicly talking about their sexual orientations, which is homophobic. Okay, it's quite homophobic. It is, without a doubt. And I'm not even gay. Okay.
Problem is undercover gay men being perverted. And the only one that's not a pervert, in my opinion, is Armand. But the mother too?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're telling me.
Oh, he cut this interview. This is one's edited.
Yes.
Yes, and I would breastfeed my son. And remember, I told you, like, I always got this funny feeling, like, when he would pick up my son. Like,
oh, that's what you meant by that.
Like, I don't know. He just gave me, like, creep vibes and stuff like that. Like, but for him to get on an interview and say...
Here's my take on that. This is just my personal opinion, okay? They may not like it. Most people might not like it, but this is my thing. I don't think that 3 men, I don't care if you complimented her breast, you shouldn't have been talking about her breasts. Breastfeeding has been around since the dawn of time, okay? And women have every right to whip it out and feed their baby because it is a vessel to feed your child. Them having that conversation about her boobs, I just think was just out of place. You know what I mean? It had no basis for their conversation. I don't even care if they was complimenting them. She probably does have nice breasts, but you can't say that. You know what I mean?
I was your mentor, and the reason you wanted to sleep with me is because I pulled out my breast as if I pulled out my breast to show him. I pulled out my breast to breastfeed my son.
He edited this, but I think he made a mistake. So I got to fast forward. He edited this video because it's replaying the same part.
They on the same wave frequency. So, no, I have an issue with perversion. And if I was homophobic, I wouldn't have worked with gay men. I wouldn't have helped them build their channels, Storm included, because Storm is trisexual. He will try anything.
Man, what are we doing? Like, I don't care how angry you get. Like, just the fact that I have to spend 2 days trying to get people to understand, stop talking about people's sexual orientation. Stop talking about people's sexual orientation. Stop talking about people's sexual orientation. You could talk about everything else under the sun. You could call them a scammer, a liar, a woman beater, whatever. Their sexual orientation has nothing to do with any of this. And the fact that people keep having conversations about people's sexual orientation, that's a problem. That's a problem. You can't do it. You can't do it. If Storm does not actively discuss his sexual orientation, you can't take it upon yourself to be like, well, he's a trisexual, he's a bisexual, well, he's homosexual. You can't do that. You just can't. There's no way to slice it. Just stop talking about what he does in the bedroom, because you know what it makes you look like? A pervert. That's what it makes you look like. It makes it look like you're curious as to what he looks like naked, what he looks like when he's sleeping with someone, who he sleeps with, how he finds the people he sleeps with. You look like a pervert, like a pervert. So the fact that people are just slinging this word like, oh, he's a pervert, he's a trisexual, he'll try anything once. And he's talking about, it makes you look like a pervert. It's that simple. And it's just going over everybody's heads. Like, talking about someone's sexual orientation on a live stream for more than 10 minutes, you look like a pervert. It's just crazy to me. Just stop doing that. Just get to the facts, right? To be like, look, I used to work with Storm. I helped him get some bread, and the way that he's sliding on me and slander me, he not right for that. But you don't got to bring up his sexual orientation to do that. You can dog walk him, honey, as clear as day. You can dog walk him. You know what I mean? You understand what I mean? You could dog walk anybody. She could dog walk him to the moon without talking about or touching on his sexual orientation, because it has nothing to do with the story.
That's why he's so curious. You don't ask questions about people's penis size, and he has more questions about penis size than he does about how a vagina squirts. Like that is ridiculous, and it's just sick. And the fact that, like, I don't know, I'm just disappointed, and I'm really disappointed more in Armand, because he would even sit in that. You went, as the content creator you are, to sit in somebody's apartment, squeeze into one camera, and you have a huge production. Aren't you renting out podcast studios now? Haven't you leveled up and you will go do that? Like, yeah.
He actually, Armand did something. He hugged Larry Reed, said, "Thank you for helping me raise the money for my studio."
So it was a biased interview. So they're all getting something from Larry Reed in order to. So it was a Bash TK session, I take it.
Absolutely. And then they asked Larry that he said on the show, this is Larry Reed, that you wanted to do a television or a reality show, do a deal, and that he spoke to his entertainment lawyer, and the entertainment lawyer said, "Don't work with Tasha K. She's a liar, and she would be."
It's not his entertainment lawyer, but we all know it's Phaedra. He said it wasn't his lawyer. He seeked out another entertainment lawyer in Atlanta. We know it's Phaedra.
Have your brand, and Larry Reed poured out. Is that true that you and your company, Kiwi Studios, wanted to collaborate with Larry Reed for a project, and he said no?
Yeah, and that is very true. Okay, so as far as
turn it up,
before me and Larry Reed fell out, this had nothing to do. An official King Payne knows why we fell out. Armand knows why we fell out. He was on the call. This had everything to do with Conscious TV coming on Chelsea's channel, saying that, oh, Olga lost the case for my mentor, and he was checking me. Then he says he doesn't know Conscious. He ain't never seen him. Then turns out he tells Armand he flew Conscious out. And Armand was like, And then he was like, well, I'm a sue. He tells like official King Payne he gonna sue me, all because I'm trying to figure out why Conscious is checking me as if he is Larry Reed's man. And then I find out that he is Larry Reed's man. That's why he was checking me.
Oh, now those kind of allegations, those kind of allusions, I don't call them allegations because allegations so bad. But those kind of her alluding to that, I wouldn't do that, right? Now, to Tasha's credit, let's just keep it a buck. To Tasha's credit, Conscious sits on her neck. Okay, we got to be fair. This is not about being biased. This is just about reviewing this interview and being fair. Keep it fair. Conscious lives on her neck. Okay. Okay. So she's right. He do be coming on. Okay. So we just gonna keep it real. And that doesn't have to mean that him and Larry having a relationship together. It could just be a friendship, right? It could just be a very close bond. Two friends, two podcasters who but to be fair, to be balanced, she's right. Conscious TV lives on Tasha K neck. Okay. Right there. And she is correct about that. She is. And not just because of Larry Reed, because I think they have their own private like relationship in the background, like because they've known each other. So he could be on her neck for a number of reasons. But I'm only alluding to the fact that when she said he'd be on my neck, he do be on her neck. Okay.
And so this TV show deal, first of all, it's my concept, my idea.
He said that. Now to be fair to Larry did tell Storm, he said, I can't tell you what it is, but I'll tell you this. It was her idea and it's a very good one. That's what he said. He said it was a A great idea. It's Tasha's idea, and it's a good one. And then he also alluded to the fact that she wanted him to possibly be a judge. So I'm assuming it's some sort of competition show.
I asked if I could use.
I wonder if it was like find the next big blogger. I wonder if that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of bloggers, like, you know, like they do a bunch of competitions, like how they can write stories, how they can like scrape down interviews, how they can put stories together, how their delivery on camera. I wonder if it was going to be something like that, because that is a brilliant idea. Like finding the next big blogger, that would have been dope. And if that was Tasha K's idea, ooh, I'm curious. I wonder if that's what it was. Ooh, because he said she wanted him to be a judge on it. And you only time you would have a judge is for a competition show. So I wonder if it was like, you know, America's Next Blogger, right? That would have been a dope idea.
His production company, okay, to film it, because we didn't know.
No, he said both. She wanted him to not only be a partner. Go back and listen to the interview. He said it was Tasha's idea. It was a good idea, and she wanted me to be a judge on the show. But then he didn't tell what the show was. That's exactly what he said. I promise you. I watched it because I was wondering what that is too. Yeah, I thought about that too. I'm curious.
Oh, any production companies within our budget that would do a reality.
Just if you're talking too much, somebody might be lurking. I don't care. I can't even. I wouldn't even have the capital to produce something like that. So if you listening in, it's your idea. You can have it.
Show involving bloggers, and then I said, well, because you to film.
Listen.
It because we didn't know any production companies within our budget that would do a reality show involving bloggers, and then I said, well,
I'm telling you, God gave me the gift of sight, honey. God gave me the gift of sight, baby. And I've never listened to this. I never watched this. I promise you. I never watched this. So, okay, look at me. That was just a wild guess. It wasn't a wild guess. It was just an assertion, right? Two bloggers coming together, putting money together for production company. I figured it'd be a competition show for bloggers.
Because you've done reality shows, do you want to come on as a partner? But there was no talk of money being exchanged. We were in the very early stages, which the project is already financed and ready to go without Larry, okay? So since I was used...
See, that's a little hard to understand. So she said that there was no money exchange. Well, we know that because Larry said he never gave it to her. Then she said it's financed. So it was a money deal. It sounds like it was a money deal.
His production company, and he had done it before. I had asked him if he wanted to partner. It ain't had nothing to do with him saying no, he didn't want to partner, because he said yes.
He did. He admitted that. He said yes, it was a good idea. And then he talked to an entertainment attorney, Phaedra, who told him don't do it. So I think her beef really lies with Phaedra and not really Larry Reed. Call Phaedra. Go find Millie Chun and tell Phaedra to get her on the phone, okay? She do got a big butt. Tell her to get her on the phone, because I got to talk to Phaedra.
So
Phaedra, what did you tell Larry? Okay. What you tell Larry? Girl, and don't make us come to Atlanta to ask you.
The lawyer that he's talking about is Phaedra Parks, if that was the one, because that was the one that he...
Did you hear this? I never heard this interview till this very second.
He said it had nothing to do with him saying no, he didn't want to
listen.
Partner, because he said yes. Mm-hmm. So his entertainment lawyer that he's talking about is Phaedra Parks, if that was the one.
I don't care what y'all say. Y'all better run me my money the way I be analyzing the shit out of this stuff before it even said. Y'all. That
was the one that he said he was going to get to draw up the contracts. But before we got to that, I had told Larry, lose my number on the phone with Official King Payne, and I separated that work contract. It wasn't him, it was me. I don't want to do nothing with you.
When I look at the situation, he said.
So Tasha is claiming that the deal is real, okay? Because I've been alluding to it for a couple of days now because I wasn't sure if the deal was real. Larry said the deal was real. Tasha can't confirm the deal was real. Apparently, it's going to be a reality show about bloggers, or a judge show, or a reality/judging show about bloggers. And after Tasha K came at me, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm probably not in the running for that. I probably done lost the spot. I probably done lost the spot in that competition. Okay, let's keep it a stack. I'm not getting a call from Kiwi Studios. Okay, but Tasha K is alleging that she cut off the deal, not Larry or Phaedra. So it's neither of them. But Larry did say, and according to Phaedra, because now Phaedra in the mix, Phaedra said, this is allegedly, don't do the deal because Tasha K's name is tarnished and you don't want to connect that to your brand. But according to Larry, Phaedra did say, if you want to continue with the deal, I will help you write the contracts. Now, Tasha K just admitted that Phaedra was only supposed to be writing the contracts, which kind of, she's really corroborating what Larry had already said. So it is interesting. So there was a deal. Let me get some of y'all comments. I know they going. I'm sorry, y'all. This from Wanda Words. What's up? Said Chief. Hope she contacts you to be a judge. Would you do it? It depends. There's a lot of things it could depend on. Well, I don't know. A lot of things to depend on, right? Like, is it shot in another city and do I got to stay in that other city? Right? How long? And is somebody gonna pay for my hotel stay and accommodations? You know, if it's a 3-month shooting, yeah. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. She'll never call me. This from Double H. What's up, Double H? Says that doesn't make any sense for her to pull back before the deal was discussed. Don't believe it. This from Bentley's My World says, no, they probably will ask you to add some drama, chef. Maybe. I'm not really drama filled. This is from is it Renetta Gordley says, sometimes we have to know when to be quiet. This from Ursula says, Phaedra gave Larry good advice. Look what happened to everyone who partners with Tasha. Well, I don't know. This is the first instance I've seen someone have a fallout with Tasha. I have not analyzed any story from Armand Wiggins, Storm Monroe, or any other blogger that she was close to. You guys always allude to that she had a close relationship to Lovely T, but again, I don't know the full details of that. Only one I know is Larry. So I can't say, look, I don't know if I would agree with that. Look what happens with everyone she partners with. Because again, I don't know their story. I just know this one. Does that make sense? This is from Winston says, no, Chief. If Tasha is a smart businesswoman, she will put her feelings aside and have you on it, or we will boycott. Don't boycott her show. Y'all's gonna be good. If her show gets picked up, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna tell you a reason why I'm gonna watch it. Step one, I gotta know which bloggers got chosen. You know what I mean? I gotta know. I got to know. Okay. In my head, it's probably Meek at Night. It's probably the Impressive Channel. It's probably Cheryl's World. It's probably a bunch of other people that I'm thinking of, like, you know, those size creators, like, you know, pretty big, sizable creators. See, had she not like had this like tough with King Jive, I don't know if she's friends with King Jive, but like King Jive and Armand Wiggins and Stormer, they got large platforms. They would have been great, and they all seem quite dramatic, so they would have been great to be. I don't know. I want to know what her show is. Call us, Tasha. We got to know. Okay. This is from Auntie Renee. Hello, says Chief, if Tasha call you, run for our girl. It's a competition show. Y'all get out of here. And thank you again for the super chat. This is from CC says, triple check. At Call Me Dark. Oh, that's not for me. This from Andrea says, her fallouts are always horrible. She goes after the person and tries to destroy the other person with really disgusting lies about their personal life and their business. Oh, that's terrible. Allegedly. But again, you guys, I'm telling you right now, I don't know much about her other relationships with other bloggers. I just don't know them. So I don't want to be like, I'm not about to say all of that because I don't know all of that. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I know that a lot of you in the chat might have your feelings about Tasha K, but I wasn't there. Does that make sense? And my brain don't work like that. I can only analyze stuff that I focus on. If you say, hey, Steph, once we're done talking about her and her Larry Reid stuff, and move on to Armand Wiggins and go over their relationship. We could do that. Or go over her relationship with the Wiley show. Or go over her relationship with King Payne. We could do that. I know you guys have your hearts set in stone on how you feel about Tasha, but I can't do that because I don't believe in groupthink. I think that great minds think for themselves. Okay. And I understand a lot of people have their allegiance to some people this way or that way. I do too, but I have to analyze everything for myself. So I understand that. I know it's going to be a lot of Tasha K slander in the chat. I know it's going to be a lot of Armand Wiggins slander in the chat. I know it's going to be a whole lot of King Payne slander in the chat, but you guys have to understand, I can't think how y'all think. Okay. I can't think how you think. And your 240 character comment is not enough to sway my opinion on someone. Okay. I apologize. So you're just going to have to just be like, cut me some slack and just be glad that I'm fair and balanced, because most people should be. You should be fair and balanced. You should be. You shouldn't just be like, oh, everybody over here hates cotton candy. So do I. I hate it. It's disgusting. Do you know how it tastes on your tongue? You can't be like that. It's like, you've never tried it. How would you know it's disgusting? Don't do that. Just think for yourselves. Great minds do not think alike. Great minds think for themselves. Period. Okay. Let's get back into this interview.
And that that he was a friend to you, but you wasn't.
What is a friend?
You was pretty much did some, but many people are criticizing you, Tasha K. They're saying that you are in it, that you knew about these allegations.
I thought that was an interesting comment she made when Wiley said, Larry stated he was a friend to you, but you weren't a friend to him. The comment that came out of Tasha's mouth was, what is a friend? That's a little hurtful. It's a little hurtful.
Years ago, this is what Larry said in his press conference, and that you did nothing about it. But when you fell out with him, you picked these allegations up. Your response to that? Because that's what word that you knew about those allegations.
We already addressed it in the lie. He can listen, whether he's trying to say I knew about him, but I called him to tell him about it in a recorded call. And I told him very specifically, you know how I feel about child molestation. And he said, you know how I feel about it too. First of all, that already debunks that lie that he's trying to put out, that I knew about it, because I called him. Why would I call and record you and tell you that I received this information, and you're telling me the only person it could have been is this person? And then I tell you, you know how I feel about child molestation. Well, you know my story too. So how am I supposed to know about this and accept this? And all of a sudden, when we fall out, we fell out way before, like last summer. I didn't pick up this story till November. So, like, make it make sense. No, sir. No. Go ahead. What was the other question?
I also want to ask you, they were saying on the interview, or mine were saying, all you have is YouTube. You have nothing else. You have no friends. YouTube is your only life. You're doing this to get into the church sector. Even Larry said you're doing this to get into the church sector because don't nobody want to fool with you in the celebrity gossip sector.
Sir, we have an app. We have...
Ooh, I have to check that out.
Multiple platforms. We just signed with another platform. So I'm doing deals with other platforms. So all I have is YouTube. Somebody that is only on YouTube, that doesn't have anything outside of YouTube. And I got my own app, own shows being produced, movies being produced, feature films being produced, and I have partnerships with other social media platforms to bring my audience to them. What are you talking about?
Of that reaction of your facial expression. So I think I commend you for that. But Armand and Larry and even Storm, they say that you're jealous of Larry because he's on television. You're trying to get him. You're trying to stop his bag.
He's on BET Plus. He's on the app. He's not on television. There's no jealousy here. You messed with little boys. That's what that is. That's not jealousy, okay?
Again, with that allegedly, that's just, you know what I mean? That's just, that's not, You got to say allegedly. She knows that. She knows you can't say that. I want to get to King Jive's live. Now that we're only 16 minutes into this one, but I want to get to not King Jive. I want to get to King Payne's live so I can listen to a snippet of that. Can you guys give me 1 second? I want to pull that up because we're a little bit behind. King Payne. We're gonna listen to the rest. There's a lot to listen to, honey. There's a lot to listen to. There's so much. Okay, live. Okay.
City 4.
Oh, she was in his live early. Okay.
It kind of put out some misinformation. And for me, this was the biggest red flag in the whole.
Hold on 1 second. I just want you guys to see it so you can check it out. It kind of begins at the 21:59 minute mark.
Interview with me having some behind the scene knowledge, because they'll lie about something as small as the conversation that we have behind the scenes. They'll lie about anything.
You talking about our phone calls?
Our phone call that
Armand and Larry
Yes.
Reed? Okay,
Exactly.
let's go.
So, according to them hoes over there, okay, I was at some point checked during the phone call, and Larry Reed said that's what I'm trying to figure out. And Larry Reed said that I threw Armand Wiggins under the bus. I said, what? I said, no, that's not what happened. I told Tasha K that Larry threw her under the bus when he was talking to Armand, and I told Armand that when he was talking to Tasha K, he threw Armand under the bus. That's how it went. Y'all can go back and watch the video. And
he did.
When I told Tasha K that, she cut him off and said, I don't want to fuck with you no more. And the same thing happened when I told that to Armand. I don't know what happened to when I got cussed out or somebody cut me off. That never happened.
Ain't nobody cussed out the Kane now.
Ooh, so he had all the tea. Okay, I've never seen this man before. I like, not gonna lie, I like the crown.
That never happened.
Ain't nobody cussed out the Kane. And the Kane came with receipts. That's why we was on the phone. Because I was trying to figure out why conscious, and people have to understand, Larry's trying to make it seem like, oh, he didn't want a business deal with me or nothing. This all started. I was like, what?
Yeah, girl, you need 250,000.
I need 250,000. This man makes 30. This man, didn't you hear him say? Now somebody sent me that clip, and it's in the court document. This man makes $30,000 a month. Now that's a lot of bread, right? That's a lot of bread. But I got 7 people on my own. I got 7 people on salary that get paid 30, 40, 50, 100 grand. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like. Why would I need 250,000 from you? I asked him if he wanted to partner on something because he had more knowledge on how reality TV shows were produced. So that's smart for anybody. Why would I go out here and make mistakes on a project? So this is where the 250,000 come from. His production company had quoted me 250,000. So they thought they were gonna get 250,000 from me to produce that low quality stuff that they did for Larry. I said, no. We're shopping other offers. So that was just one quote that we got, okay?
Because Larry has a studio, right? Is that why? Is that why she was shopping around looking for a studio to pitch her show? Because does Larry own a studio? I think he does. I think he does own a studio. There's a super chat up here. Hold on 1 second. Jean says, thank you for super chat. Says the text messages start around the 150 timestamp. Please play in this live stream. 150. There was nothing at 150. Larry had a reality show. Larry has multiple studios. Interesting. I didn't know that. He got that guap. And to be fair, I don't know where everyone's heads are at. They all got money, okay? So I just want to tell you from the lowly side of the tiny YouTuber, okay? Let me just keep it real. For the lowly side of the tiny YouTuber, these individuals right here, Let me make sure I'm pointing at the right people. Hold on. Right here. Hold on. There's a yeah, right here. These people right here, they all got bread. Okay, they all got money. All of them. Okay. It's crazy. They all got bread, y'all. So I don't care what none of them say. I don't care if they calling each other broke. Their broke is, can you go and buy a Lamborghini this very second? If the one of them said, "Oh, I can buy it in a month," you broke. First of all, y'all need to stop. Okay, y'all got money. All right, you got studios, production companies, apps, employees, all of that stuff. It's something to be proud of. You understand what I mean? There's something to be proud of.
I had gotten other offers that were way under and way more cost effective, especially for a production that you don't even know like how it's gonna do after the first season.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed that budget cut like way down, like 1/3 of it. You know what I'm saying? $250,000. That's what they're spending on like these reality shows like Love After Lockup and stuff. So
they spend way more on Love After Lockup. They probably spend a good, because they follow a lot of couples, because we watch it. They follow a lot of couples, like a lot of couples, and they're all in different states, and then production and security. They probably spend a good $5 million per season on Love After Lockup after they pay the people. Where's my hand hurt? After they pay everyone and such and such.
Like, I'm not about to do that with a reality show, and I don't know how it's gonna look. And then I saw their quality. I was just like, I'm gonna have to bring in my own camera guys, and you guys just do more so the aesthetics as setting up the green room, setting up storylines and stuff like that, because they had experience with that. But as far as
so I'm thinking that her show was a house full of bloggers. I think it was like some sort of like Project Runway show. You know how like they all lived in a house together, and then they would do those challenges, and at the end of the week they would showcase their designs. I'm thinking Tasha's show had to do with that.
Production, we were going to run the production ourselves. So Larry needs to stop with all that. But we would have been in business had he would have never had Conscious try me the way that he did, and the way he lied about the Conscious TV situation was ridiculous. Like, Conscious be over there like really, really, really going hard for Larry.
Okay.
He supposedly came with receipts on the Levantine line and timelines, all this stuff. Why he didn't go do the exclusive interview with Pink Wig? Why he didn't go do the exclusive interview with Conscious? You would have thought.
Today he admitted that Conscious TV was on his payroll.
All of them are.
Is that true?
On his payroll. He paid them all.
Mm-hmm.
He paid them all. Like, come on. Like, that is. And
Sometimes my hand hurts. Was I grabbing something? I was driving today, but I drive with this hand. Like, I drive with this hand. Like this or like this. I don't know why this hurts. Maybe I stretched it. Let me get some of your comments. This from Pretty Patient says, it's sad that we don't like to see each other come up. Tasha has a lot of viewers, don't know what to think. She does have a lot of viewers. So does Larry. So does Armand. And so does Storm Monroe. They got tons of viewers. And they all make a boatload of cash. You know what I mean? They make a boatload of cash, you know? Sheesh. This is from Old School says, and here is where it started. This is from Sharon says, Larry actually said the idea was great. He did. He said it was a great idea. He said he wouldn't disclose it because, you know, those are part of trade secrets, right? So you can't just be giving up people's pilots and stuff like that. But all the drama started bubbling in his words. Yeah, he did say that. He did say it was a great idea. I already know it's a great idea. You talk about a house, bloggers are already messy. Not us, we're not messy, but bloggers are already messy. I can't imagine them in a house. And if Tasha K is going to produce the show and pilot it somewhere, honey, I got to watch it. I got to watch it. I got to see it. I got to know what they going to be doing. Okay. I got to know what they going to be doing. So he did. I agree with Larry. It does sound like a good idea. It sounds like a show about bloggers. You know, it sounds like a show about bloggers, you know? You said, wow, that's a trip. What's a trip? This from Amber says, girl. This from AK says, he sure did say it was great. He did. He said it was a great idea. Ooh, I wish I knew. Ooh, I'm nosy. This from Ursula says CTV does have a job with Larry. Larry has said that in the past. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, good for him. It's nice to be employed. This from Renetta says, so that was paid promotion. It's one thing to be frivolously like going after a person, right? But like CTV does have a lot of receipts, regardless if he works for Larry or not. Those receipts are very much real. We said that about Levantre too. He has a wild, vivid memory. His memory is impeccable to be remembering something. But again, with trauma, you remember stuff. I do believe that Levantre experienced those stories that he's telling. I believe him. But I think again, because we've discussed this at length, Levantre, his memory, like according to the people who are on Larry's Patreon who said he skipped a numerous days of school. Remember, when you're in your parochial years, younger, right? Your memory is tied to your grade you're in. Think about your first kiss. You're probably not going to think about how old you are. You're probably going to think about what grade you were in, right? Because that's just how children's memories work. So I think that Levantre has an issue with time because I think he skipped a lot of school. And I think him and his mom were like moving around a lot. So he might have been transferred to a lot of different schools. So I think Levantre's story is true, but I do think that one, it does just require a whole lot of intersectionality, and two, it also requires a deep, deep, deep investigation. Because if it's true and he was missing a lot of days of school, the reason why his timeline is so off, right, saying that he was sexually assaulted in a house that didn't exist, is because if he was missing a lot of school, he has no frame of reference on when it probably occurred, right? Because it could have occurred well before he even made his way to Larry's church. But you cannot repudiate Levantre's memories. What he said is incredibly valid and real. When it occurred is what's up for question. That's what the only question is. It's up for question because you just don't know when it happened. You know it happened because no one's memory is that vivid. You just can't tell when. And if he was missing a numerous amount of days of school, it makes sense that he can't get his timeline correct. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It is. It's crazy. It's crazy. As from Amber says, Larry said it was a lot going on in the house and he didn't know till years later. Yeah, I imagine it was. Seems like a lot that was going on. It did seem like a lot that was going on, you know? Him telling people it's his school that Larry was his dad, right? What Levantre needs more than anything is intense psychotherapy. He needs intense psychotherapy. You know, I think that's what he needs. I don't think he needs to be watching bloggers go head to head to refutate or, adjudicate his story. I think he needs intense psychotherapy. You know, that's what it sounds like. That's in my personal opinion, It's just very heartbreaking. Because it's like you could tell he's struggling to figure out when it all occurred to him. It's like his memory is just a mash up together of a bunch of different accounts, and it's like when he talks, it's like you can tell he doesn't know when it happened, but he knows it happened because even if they felt like dreams to him, like fever dreams, he knows they're real. Get some of your comments. This is from Pink Collar. Says he also stated he lived in other homes. So I'm thinking he was actually 15 when he became mentee. And Shamarko confirmed his age last night in Storm's interview. Yeah. Yeah. Larry said he was at I guess he said Shamarko knew him, but Larry said he did not know him, like speak to him till he was 17. Right. And then shortly after immediately, that boy was 18, he was married. So yeah, it's just there's the timeline is just so hmm. 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 This is from Sharon Boxley. Hey, Sharon. Says he actually stated that him and his mom met Larry when he was 14, almost 15, and the grooming started 9 months later. Where, Sharon? If that is to be true, where? And does Tasha K ever have him describe what the house looked like that it occurred at? Because he stated it happened in a home that wasn't built. So I think that's where people are starting to see anomalies in his story. Like, okay, we believe it happened. You just got to tell us where it happened. And I'm curious if he remembers where it happened. Like, where did it happen? Like, where? And I think that in Tasha K's series and her interviews with him, she's going to have to answer that question. That's going to be a foundational question that people are not going to allow to be overlooked. People are going to want to know, okay, right? We believe him. Tell us where it occurred and can he describe the home? If he can't, then he's going to have really bad issues with his accuracy and being believed because he cannot continue he cannot continue the story and say it happened at a house when physics says it wasn't built. He can't make something pop out of thin air simply because he wants to be a victim. Does that make sense to you? You can't make something appear that isn't there. Mm. So that's why I'm curious, right? If this account is true, the next question I would have as an interviewer is, okay, where did it happen? Where? Tell me where. Tell me where it happened. And if I could find some land records, a deed, um, old mail, postal codes, partial codes, lots. Tell me where it happened, and I can see if I can do some backtracking so I can find that location. But if this anecdote comes up again in Tasha K's interview and she fails to ask him where, then she's immediately poking holes in Levantre's story, and it's going to make him look like a liar. So she's gonna that is the role of the interviewer to be able to fill in those gaps. Where did it occur? If it occurred, if his statement is to be true, you got to tell us where. This is from YMV says Levantre said Larry was listed on as one of his emergency contacts in school. He was living in his house. You know, he was living in his house. This from Tracy says the time his marriage started is a reference point as well. It is, right? Because he said he got married at 18. So he got married anytime and when he turned 18 till right before he turned 19. So his wedding is also it's a huge reference. This is from Sharon says, listen to Tasha K's show. The tape she played had his ex-wife who actually said that there was an abandoned house there. I don't think people caught that. I caught that. But I don't know if he lived there. Does that make sense? I don't think she said they lived there. I'm pretty sure she said in that interview that she said she saw the house. It was like dilapidated, like abandoned, like a dilapidated house. And she said something that Larry said in reference, like, basically like, God's going to allow us to rebuild it. You know what I mean? Tear it down, rebuild it up. Then he purchases the land, but it doesn't negate, right? Him owning the land, even if the house was a dilapidated home that he never owned, and he was showing his wife as like, one of those pastors who are like, trust the process, believe in it. We're going to be able to get that land, tear that home down and build it. Larry only has a deed from when he purchased it. Right? If the city tore it down, the city tore it down. That's got nothing to do with Larry. Does that make sense to you? We can only go based off of what we have. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Damn it. This from Natasha says, why didn't the accuser put paws on him as a grown man, especially if he wasn't getting justice after being traumatized? It doesn't make sense. People don't resort to violence. That's not a normal thing. Fight or flight. Does that make sense to you? It's fight or flight, not just fight. It's fight or flight. So because you may react to someone sexually assaulting you by attacking them does not mean that everyone else does. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. And you guys have to get out of your head that how you would react to a situation is how everyone should react to a situation, right? When you see those police interrogations, you're like, she's not crying, she's guilty. No, because you would cry doesn't necessarily negate that everyone else has to. And if they don't react to how you react, then they're automatically guilty. The world does not revolve around us and our personal experiences to things. Okay. It doesn't. And you're going to have to get that out of your head. You're going to have to get that out of your head immediately when it comes to people telling their accounts of sexual assault. You're going to have to get that out of your head ASAP. Because if you don't, then you're going to look at everyone sideways thinking that they're liars because they didn't do or mirror what you would do. That is not a thing. That's not a thing. And I don't want to keep hearing people say stuff like that. Stop saying things like that. I've seen it a lot in the comments, and not just you, Natasha. Everyone stop saying that. You are not the storyteller. So how you would react is not going to be the same as how somebody else does. And do not discredit someone telling their story of sexual assault because, well, that's not what I would do. So he's a liar. That's crazy. It's literal kabuki theater. And if we keep moving about life thinking that everyone must react to how we react, we're going to be living in quite the selfish world. So please don't do that. That's not a thing. And right? That's not a thing. And I'm not even going to just spend energy on that. This is from, is it Desrenee says, is the alleged victim pressing charges? He filed a police report, but I don't think he's pressing charges. I don't know if he has tried to and he has reached his statute of limitations. But again, he is conducting a couple of more interviews with Tasha K. So we'll see at the very last interview. You said, I followed the story some, but not enough to get full details. Not sure what the end goal is. Going from interview to interview can't be good for his mental health. Well, he's only done 2-3 interviews in the course of like 4 years. So yeah, it's probably not good for his mental health at all. This for Pity Patient says, because you don't have to fight people for justice. Precisely. You don't. Yeah. Yeah. You said I said that because Larry said there was nothing on the property. Like, my head's starting to hurt, so I don't want to get this done because I got to get going. So we're just going to do a quick civics lesson in how cities work. When someone owns a property, someone owns a piece of land, a house on a piece of property, and it gets abandoned by them. They die and no one pays the taxes, and the house becomes so bad that it gets zoned into oblivion and no one can live there because it's not inhabitable. Then the city would own the property. And then the city, like most cities do, they go block by block, which can take years, almost decades, before cities tear down houses that nobody owns and they can't seem to auction off and they can't get rid of before they turn them to empty lots. Okay. If Larry and his wife saw an abandoned, dilapidated home on a piece of property that they wanted to purchase and build, it does not mean they lived there. You would have to sit down and ask him, was there a piece of property on the home? Did the city tear it down, which allowed you to purchase the land, and then you built the home? So it happens, you guys, all the time. It's not foreign. It's not foreign. Okay? It is not a foreign thing for a person to want a piece of property and they will outweigh the city to tear it down. It also means if a person saw a piece of property with a dilapidated home on it, it doesn't mean that they lived in it. If you look at Larry and his wife, does it look like they would live in an abandoned home? It doesn't even make any sense. And even if they did live in an abandoned home, When you pulled the parcel number, the abandoned home would show up. The city, it sounds like the city tore the house down and made that parcel an empty piece of land that was available for purchase. That's what it sounds like. Y'all have got to get off the goddamn internet and start understanding how your city council works, how your county auditor works, how parcel numbers are made, because I cannot give you guys all the answers. The fact that you guys are running and zipping around the comment sections of people's videos because you don't want to take just the tiniest bit of work and be like, how does a county auditor work? And how do parcels become a thing? And where do houses come from? And does the city have the right to tear down dilapidated homes? Y'all are going just zip, 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 and just you're not even answering yourself your own questions. The cities of every single state will tear down a home if they cannot auction it off feasibly, and people will purchase it. Larry could never get a parcel number for an empty piece of land if the city didn't tear it down first. Okay, you're gonna have to get your head out of the clouds and open up one of your county auditor's books and do a little bit of research on how land and property work. I'm not walking around in a full circle to explain civics and city planning to you, Sharon. So you're going to have to find someone else to do it. You're going to have to go to your local college or university and have one of those professors explain it to you. But it's very common and it's quite simple. Okay? It's common and simple. You have the address. Go to the clerk's office in that county where that home is and look it up yourself. Okay? You got to look it up yourself, because I'm at this point, it's like you're not getting it. Because the first thing I thought when his wife said, oh, it was an abandoned home, I instantly knew they weren't living in it. It didn't take me, ooh, so they were living in an abandoned home? No, they weren't. Even if you listen to Levantre's account of what occurred that he is alleging, he never said the house was abandoned, did he? Never. He never said that. If you go back to his interview with Bishop Lamar Whitehead, he is describing the inner workings and details of a home. Now, I don't know which home it is, but he's describing the inner workings of a home. And yet not one time did Levantre say it was abandoned. He never said that. He never said that. He never said the house was abandoned. He never said it was dilapidated. He never said that. So even if Larry's ex-wife said it was an abandoned house, the first thing that I thought, the first notion I got was, oh, okay, the city probably tore it down because they probably wanted it. You know how much money it costs to tear down a home and rebuild it? It's cheaper just to let the city do it. Like, come on. Just get it together, Sharon. Just get it together. Get it together, because you're sounding like you don't know a whole lot and you don't believe a whole lot, but you won't even take the time out of the day to even just go and research it. That address, that whatever that address is, that has been sprinkled across the internet, whoever lives there now, God forbid, you can pull it up yourself. You can pull that address up yourself. You can do the research yourself. It's the simple fact that you choose not to, which I find I have a hard time with. I have a hard time with that you're choosing to not do the work after calling yourself a homeowner. And that's weird. It's because you don't want to know the answers. You want to go and sow seeds of doubt in the comment sections, bothering people because you have formulated your own opinion and you hate the fact that I haven't. So go take your opinions in your house, in your parcel number, whatever fuck else you got, and go take it to somebody else's comment section. I told everyone already, I am going to analyze every bit of information, and because I'm not doing it as fast as you want me to, is your problem, not mine. Use a little bit of common sense before you decide to come over here, because we're not a bunch of ignorant niggas on the internet. We know what we're talking about over here, and we don't rush to judgment, and we don't dog walk and bother people across the internet and pocket watch people across the internet. We take our time with information because we want to analyze it correctly. You seem like you formed your own opinion, so you're going to have to get the fuck out of here with that. And unless you don't want to sit around and watching someone take 1,000 years to figure out what's going on, then you come to the wrong place. Go somewhere else where someone who's already formed their own opinion. This is not a group think tank. We don't group think around here. You can clearly see from the entire comment section that everyone has their own opinions, but it's the simple fact that you've already formed yours, and what you're trying to do is offer these sneaky gotcha questions because you think you're going to catch someone up. Yeah, we're smarter than that. So get the hell out of here. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. We'll be back tomorrow at noon, and again at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern here at the Nosy Bystanders. Okay, you guys. Bye-bye.